Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. The Braves played the Marlins in what the Marlins fans were calling the series of the season. And really, I just said it on Twitter. It's really the series of the last 2 decades for the Marlins because they haven't made the playoffs since 2003. So this was a huge moment for the Marlins. I understand why their fans were excited. It's fine. It's fun to see them come out of the woodworks. I didn't even know they existed. But there was actually a really funny video from some guy that was like Marlins. I don't know what it was. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, but it's really bad. He was like, "We're coming to Atlanta and we're gonna beat you guys." And it was really bad, but it was so bad that it was funny. And then it was even funnier because they got swept. I mean, this was total domination. This was an opportunity for the Marlins to sneak their foot going into the All-Star break, into this division race. Now they're 9 games back. There's really not that much to say except it was total, complete and utter domination. 16-4, 7-1. Yuri Perez got smacked around, recorded 1 out. The only close game was game 3, and they still lost by 3 runs. I mean, it was an impressive performance by a team in the Braves that I don't even know what to say about this team anymore. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, you forgot they made the 2020 playoffs, if you want to count those.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they did make the COVID playoffs. I forgot.
Yeah, the make-believe pretend playoffs.
And who eliminated them?
I can't remember.
They got swept in that one too, I believe.
Yeah. I did. My favorite part of this whole week, though, was the cheating allegations where somebody was saying that every time they were throwing a breaking ball, somebody would yell. And I was like, you guys are just not used to having fans. That's just what the fans yell during the game.
Drunk dude at the game. Like, he's like, dude, he's like on the phone with his buddy. He's like, dude, they can hear you. Scream again. Like, that's totally what's going on, you know? Like,
yeah. And then they were like the Braves have probably hacked the pitch comms. Like we were getting really deep into this conspiracy. It was something to see. So that was one of my favorite parts. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting series. I feel if you're a Cleveland fan, you got to be just like, oh my God, we got to play. This is such a random series for us to be playing the Guardians right now, and now you're just like, oh my God, like we got these guys coming into town.
It's kind of flattering that the only excuse a team could give is they're so good they have to be cheating. We've run out of adjectives to describe this Braves team. We compliment them at every facet of the team is impressive, and we're still not at full health. What more can I say or y'all say that everybody already hasn't said? I mean, it's just unbelievable. We're gonna look back, in a decade, 5 years, and be like, damn, that was the good old days. I mean, we're right in it. I keep saying it. This is the glory days. We are in the golden years right now.
Yeah, what's scary is like there's no end in sight. Like this is, I think you're seeing a team that's, since 2018 kind of building towards this, and now they're peaking, and there's no reason to think they won't be doing this for 3, 4, 5 more years because all these guys are under contract. Most of these guys are still young, only going to get better. You think about guys like Michael Soroka could only get better. AJ Smith-Shawver. We don't even have Max Fried or Kyle Wright. Like there's a lot of ways for this team to improve. But right now you're just watching a team that's peaking, and it's pretty unbelievable. I mean, Ronald Acuna now on pace for close to 40-80. I mean, I think he's actually going to get 80 steals because at this point the Braves are kind of – and I know we're 9 games up. Like there's really no pressure. Like he can pretty much just go whenever he gets on first base. And that's basically what he's been doing. He's just like, all right, first pitch, I'm stealing. Like if I get out, it's not that big. It's really not that big of a deal. Like and you just have like this huge buffer because you can score runs in bunches and you're so much better than every other team. I think he'd get 80 steals. And I think he's on pace for 40 homers.
On the contrary, I think that will hinder him in the long run. We're going to get to the end of the season, and we have this huge lead. Who cares about getting caught at second? In that same breath, why, risk a potential hand, wrist, finger injury? I think that the Braves are going to be so far ahead by the time, August, September rolls around. They're going to start, getting the horses back, and getting ready for October. I don't think it's the right move. I don't think it's the right move because a lot of, 2021, we were playing playoff baseball in September, and that was the reason why I think it propelled us. But I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. I just think that it could happen. It could hinder him.
I think it's the dumbest thing the Braves could do at any point is like veer off the path that they're on. Keep playing and keep trying to kill everyone till game 162. Don't start. Maybe you give a guy a day off, like here or there, like one just to go off. maybe you should rest your pitchers a little bit more, like give them some extra rest or something like that. But I think the dumbest thing you can do is try to break something up that isn't broke. Like they can play like this. They can play pretty much every game. Like Matt Olson is used to playing 162 games a year. Why play him any less? Like maybe you give him one day off, but like these guys are used to playing. Don't break the groove. Don't play anything. Don't be worried. Don't be scared someone might get injured. Like I get it. Like that's always in the back of your mind. Like you're up 15 games. You don't want a guy to get injured. But I think the dumbest thing you could possibly do as you keep going through this year is change anything that you've been doing. Play everything like it's a playoff game. Keep trying to kill everyone. Keep trying to put 20 runs on everyone. And by the time the playoffs goes around, everyone's going to be clicking. That's the way I believe. Yeah,
and we talk about it with like the Dodgers too, back when they would win like 115 games and they would have a 22-game lead in the division and then they go in the playoffs and look flat like that. And we've seen wild card teams, the Braves, the Phillies last year, like the wild card teams that are clawing to get in are usually the ones that do better in the playoffs. So you got to keep that intensity. And, you talk about no end in sight too, all 8 of their all-stars, all under 30, all under team control. You could have had 2 more, maybe even 3 more, but Jesse Chavez is under 30.
Harris is playing like an all-star.
Yeah, if he didn't have, if he wasn't hurt and had that, tough stretch, I mean, he's at a 920 OPS over the past month. Like, it's crazy to think about.
I said this about Acuna before the season started, that, him coming back is better than any offseason acquisition could be, fully healthy. And then we're seeing the game slow down for him between the ears, and we're seeing just another level. He's the best player in baseball, not named Ohtani. And I fully expect Michael Harris to experience a similar ascension when it starts clicking up here, because in terms of physical talent, he's right there. I mean, he is as physically talented as Acuna. All facets of the game, he's excellent. And when it starts slowing down up here for him, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be really dangerous.
Yeah, and not enough credit is being given to Ozzie Albies too. I mean, the guy barely even played last year. He's an all-star. He's on pace for 40 homers. Like, he's having an unbelievable year. He's the most underrated player, I think, in baseball by a lot of facets, I think.
Yeah, I saw somebody say it was MLB Network or somebody bringing up, just talking about the fish, Luis Arias, if he finishes with 400, if he's, a Hall of Famer. And I almost spit my milk out. I was eating cereal and I couldn't believe it. Me and my girlfriend's dad had a good laugh about that. He's a old timer Braves fan, and he just was beside himself. And he's the kind of guy who does still value batting average a lot. And this series just made everybody remember, there's levels to this. Chase does it a lot. There's levels to this. What Arias is doing is impressive, but there's levels to this, man.
One season gets you in the Hall of Fame, there'd be a lot more Hall of Famers. You look at guys like Tim Lincecum, Troy Tulowitzki, guys who have had like legendary seasons. Josh Hamilton, one season does not get you in the Hall of Fame. Sorry, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, I just had to bring that up because I didn't want to forget about it. I mean, that can't go unpunished. And your MLB Network, this wasn't like, one of us, local guys who just, we're so homer that we are just going to say, anything outlandish to support our team. This was a national media network saying this. That's embarrassing. Baseball coverage as a whole across the national media is lacking severely. There needs to be an uptick across all networks. And I know we're getting sidetracked now, but I mean, it's a great sport. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the video because I just thought it was so stupid. Like, you're not going to get me to click on something that's that stupid. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I will not listen to something so stupid. It's just unbelievably dumb. So, yes, Luis Arias is not a Hall of Famer if he hits 400. I don't care that it's never been done since 1940. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk more Braves and the 8 players they sent to the NL All-Star game.